A lot of people make a huge mistake when trying to get leaner. Now, of course, in order to get leaner, you have to eat less calories than you burn. So a lot of people cut out red meat. Now, I understand why. Red meat tends to be higher in calories. However, red meat's also very high in nutrients. It tastes good. It's high in creatine. So they're making a huge mistake. I have a solution for you. If you love red meat and you want it to be less calories, grass-fed. Grass-fed meat for the same cuts has far less calories because it's naturally leaner. Remember, these are cows that eat only grass and not grain. They tend to be leaner. So for example, 100 grams, so it's a small piece, but 100 grams of ribeye that's grass-fed is about 120 calories. The same size piece of red meat that's grain-fed is 196 calories. That's a small piece. It's a big difference.
I didn't know that.
Big difference. So grass-fed meat naturally is leaner. So you don't want to cut red meat out. You want to get leaner. You want to cut your calories. You might just switch over to grass-fed.
I knew it was leaner. I didn't know. Doug, can you pull up maybe that's like, because 100 grams is nothing. How about get like a full size? Give me like a 16-ounce
like
ribeye.
4 ounces. How about 4 ounces?
Well, how many grams is in an ounce, right?
Not to mention there's more love in the grass-fed meat.
Yeah, just compare a normal grass-fed steak, which is your normal serving is like 8 ounces.
Here, I sent you a screenshot, Doug.
I want to see a visual. I want to see a visual of the difference, because that's 70 calories for just 100 grams.
The more fatty the meat, the less calories in comparison. It would be grass-fed, because grass-fed, like obviously ribeye is a fatty piece.
So, and I know that.
So if you go lean to lean, probably not a big difference.
No. Which ribeye is a very popular steak, so that's a good example. So use ribeye, and I eat a lot of ribeye steaks. What do you got here?
So that's the picture that I sent. But Doug, maybe do the math. Go, how many grams in 8 ounces?
28 grams in an ounce.
28?
Yeah.
In an ounce?
Right?
No.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 28 grams in
so
an ounce.
100 grams is then...
4.5 or 6 or something like that. What is that?
Is that?
No, it's fuzzy math. Sorry.
We're terrible.
I know.
Moving on.
No, don't move on. I know. Sal just did more of his homework before he brought this up.
Okay,
I'm curious now about this.
So 1 ounce.
I didn't know you were gonna do this.
Yeah, 1 ounce is 28 grams. 1 ounce is 28 grams. So basically 4 ounces is 113 grams.
So that's a little smaller than 4 ounces. So double that up would be a decent piece of meat.
Yeah.
And you're saving 120 calories or so, or something like that.
That's a lot.
160
140 plus.
140, yeah.
146, so 152. 152 calories.
So if, let's say, two of your meals are that, there's 300 calories right there.
Yeah, what a big difference. I knew it was a difference, right? Because I know that grass-fed beef is leaner, but that's a much bigger difference than I actually thought there was.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. The protein is a little higher too. So it's not a huge significant difference, but
higher in protein, lower in calories, better fatty acid profile.
Yes.
So you get probably more omegas. Like how many omegas?
So check this out. That same example I just gave you, 100 grams, okay? 49 milligrams of omega-3s in grain-fed. 98.
So double the omegas. You get 70 to 80 less calories in that.
A little bit more protein.
Wow. How can we never use this as a commercial before? That's a good Butcher Box commercial.
It is very good. Oh wait, we have Butcher Box today? I didn't even know.
Oh, weird.
No, it's I mean, look, so I noticed this myself a long time ago.
This is great.
When I switched to grass-fed, I got leaner, and I didn't realize it's because I had less calories. And so I was like, what am I getting leaner? I mean, the same kind of roughly, because I tend to eat the same things every day. But yeah, you do the math, it's like, you eat red meat 2 or 3 times a day. That's like 300-400 calories right there.
Satiating.
This is also another
satiating.
This is also another reason, though, for the consumer who's tried grass-fed, and then the way they make their decisions is solely based off of how things taste. It's like, well, yeah, no shit, you're getting extra, 160 grams of calories and fat in it, so that's why it tastes that much better.
Yeah, so I do the Butcher Box tri-tip. It's my favorite. Easy to cook, easy to save. The kids love it. I love it. And if I get a tri-tip from the grocery store, there's like this layer of fat on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's tasty, but it is significant, the difference. Like if I put a piece of each next to each other,
you can see,
bro, it is huge. It's a huge difference. Now, with some cuts, I guess you could cut the fat off. But like a ribeye is marbled. So you eat a ribeye grain-fed, I mean, I don't know how you're going to cut the fat out. You just have to cut every single piece. But you're going to get less calories with grass-fed. So it's just a better choice. It's a better choice for health because the omega-3s are better. There's more anti-inflammatory or low-inflammatory fatty acids. And it's lower in calorie, and you get the same or more protein. So it's basically it's like the the bodybuilding version of a grain-fed, piece of meat.
Yeah, that's
right?
great.
Today's giveaway, MAPS Anabolic. Here's how you can win. Leave a comment below this video in the first 24 hours that we drop it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. If you win, we'll let you know in the comments section. We also have a sale going on this month. It's summertime, so some of our most popular summer workouts and workout program bundles are on sale. MAPS Cardio is 50% off. The Shredded Summer Bundle is 50% off. And the Bikini Bundle is 50% off. If you're interested in any of those or all of those, just click on the link at the top of the description below. All right, back to the show.
Speaking of our partners, State and Liberty dropped you guys off a nice box. You guys are now on the train here.
Love them.
You've already had some of their suits,
I love
right? So I knew you were. This is your first go.
First time. I did have a dress shirt though that I had from them for a long time ago, and that was like one of my favorites because it was so nice and comfy and stretchy, especially at the neck. Because the neck for me, with collared shirts, if I'm gonna wear a tie or something, it totally feels like I'm just getting choked the whole time. And I know some people are into that, dude. So,
you don't want to be aroused while you're wearing it.
Yeah, exactly. I need to stay calm and enjoy,
You know what the problem is for people, if you work out, if you're a dude and you work out and you have any muscle on your body, you don't even have to be jacked, just have some muscle. Buying a suit is a pain in the butt because off the rack never works. If it fits your shoulders, you look like you're swimming in it at your waist. Slacks don't fit because your legs are too big, your waist is too small. Dress shirts are the same thing. Yeah. When you tuck it in, then it's all bunched up because it's so
coat,
big at the
when
bottom.
I go lean over to pick something up, feels like I'm going to split it in half like that fat guy in a little coat thing.
No, this is all tailored for athletic builds. So this is the first time I've ever bought nice clothes, dress clothes, and I just off the rack. I put them on off the rack.
They're so all in on that you should pull up their website. I think their website says stuff like this, for not out of shit. They're not trying to cater to any other market other than that.
Yeah.
So the founder is an ex-NHL player.
That's
buff guy, right? And that was his thing. Was dude, I could never find dress clothes to fit me.
No. Yeah.
I always had to get everything all customly cut up and tailored, which you end up spending a fortune taking a nice piece of, a suit or a material and then chop it all
always
up.
Custom, yeah.
Yeah. And so that was the motivation. And he was like, we're not trying to cater to everybody and all the woke agendas that you see with all these companies right now trying to appease everybody. It's listen, this is what I want to make this selfishly for myself. And there's a market for it. I know it. I'm going to go after it.
Yeah. And the slacks are they feel like you can work out in them. They're that stretchy material. It's nice, but that stretchy material.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got the full suit. They sent it over. So now I just got to figure out where to take Courtney, I guess.
Did you go to their website? Go to they have a funny thing on there that I thought was some people might find it offensive. That's why I liked it.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't want to quote it.
If you could do 20 push-ups.
I don't want to quote it be wrong. And they're like, Adam, that was the worst commercial ever. You made us look like a bunch of assholes. But I remember it said something and I was like, oh shit, they're not even trying. They're like, this is who we are.
Oh, that was cool. They got a guy wearing a full suit doing backflips and stuff to show that.
That is nice. Okay. One of the things that was so sick about this, I remember I was with Marcucci. I was out at when that car show, I was wearing one of their suits. And he's like, dude, are you going to take your jacket off? You haven't taken we had sat down, had lunch. I'm like, dude, I said, I took it off. I'm like, put this jacket on. Feel this. Feel how, and because it stretches, I've never wore a suit jacket that feels so comfortable you don't feel like you have to get out of it while you're having dinner. So
so they say if your belly's bigger than your chest, our clothes might not be for you.
Yes. Yes. That's it. Thank you. Did Andrew find that?
Andrew found it.
Where was it? It's on the website, right?
Yeah, it's on the front page right here. It's very small print.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they are 100% trying to.
By the way, you know who runs into the same problem is fit women.
Yes.
But they don't have a place to go. So unfortunately, this is just for men. But fit women, this is even worse for women because then women just feel like they're fat. Whereas a dude is kind of
go size up.
Yeah,
too up for clothes. My arms don't fit in the suit, honey. Sorry, got to get it tailored, right? So we think it's cool. But a lot of women, when they start working out, traditional clothes or most clothes, designer clothes, especially made for women, are either you don't have any shape, so it's just whatever, or you're kind of overweight. So they put them on, and if you have glutes and hamstrings and good posture, nice delts and back, you put it on and you're like, I Am I getting fat? Like, what's going on? I used to get that
too
from
tight
clients all
in
the
a
time.
lot of places. Yeah.
I've always hated getting dressed up, not because I don't like, I like clothes and I like dressing up, but when I put on suits and dress shirts and stuff like that, they're like parachutes on me. And so, you know, you work hard to have an athletic fit and build, and then the shirts that I have to buy to fit me they're massive. And so and then I tuck them in, they look like a big mushroom at the bottom. It looks so tacky. And
I
it's
hate
like,
that.
yeah, it looks terrible.
Then you go get a custom tailor, which is expensive.
I can buy off the rack for them.
That's
I'm a double XL on their shirts. And I don't have to tailor at all. It's a button up, and I can wear that with slacks.
What waist size you wear?
36.
Oh, okay. All right.
Right around there right now.
Yeah, so
Maybe
okay.
38 right now. I'm a little
really.
Yeah,
when you were competing,
right
what was the waist at?
Oh God, my waist was down to like
on pants, not like what you wear, not what you measure.
32.
Okay.
31, 32,
Okay.
yeah, something like that. I was down.
Yeah, that's
to.
good.
Like, I don't know what my actual measurement was around there, but my waist was really small.
Yeah.
I just imagine like some of the guys had like a cummerbund hack for that or something, where they had like the thing where they wrap around their stomach and.
Those guys do.
Oh,
do
is that what that
right?
is?
Isn't that
Is
like,
that what that's for?
What?
I was just always like, it's a
weird
stupid
thing.
look.
It is
but
weird.
Some of these
Yeah.
things that people wear, where do they come from?
I don't know.
What is the history of the cummerbund? What is that for? Is that it's got to be? That's probably what that's for.
I would assume because like you said, it always like blimps out to the sides, like because if you have
I hope it
broad
has a
shoulders.
cool history. Like men wore it to stop knives from getting pierced. Into
Something hella tough.
yeah, something cool.
Yeah,
you know?
You hide your magic
They
powders
strapped
in
their
there.
gun onto it, held their sword.
Just magic powder.
Yeah, dude.
That's Justin at parties. Hey, girls.
So
I'm out of here.
here's the history. So it was worn by the British military officers
Oh, so
in
it
the
is kind-
1600s in colonial India. But it was designed to keep men cooler than wearing a full waistcoat. So I guess they just wear a cummerbund.
But no shirt.
They wear a shirt, but no coat.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a weird.
Kind of
look.
weird, though.
Well, we had a revolution, so I'm not wearing it.
No.
What are the Patriots wearing?
You know,
moved on
along
to
those
stretchy
lines,
shirts.
you know, it's crazy to me what a huge market there is in Spanx and stuff like that for undergarments to make you look like.
They start making stuff like that for guys now. Did you see that?
Is there?
Tight under clothes to like fit your body.
Really?
God, I don't know, man.
I'm
That's a
waiting-
hard market for guys because I feel like
If they were to make me some socks that make my calves look bigger, I'd wear those.
how would that happen? It's got a pad.
Yeah, it's like
in
a
the
big
back.
fat pad like that. So when I wear like my fitted pants, like damn, like this.
He's got
Well, I
a big
mean,
calf.
I would totally stuff my bra.
No,
I
you
feel like
wouldn't.
those are the same guys that look into getting synthol, right?
Oh, bro, that's getting out of control. Have you
Does
seen some of these
anybody
Is it getting-
believe you
I
with
thought it
synthol
died.
muscles?
No, dude. If you go on YouTube and just search it, synthol muscles, you got dudes, and a lot of them are coming out of like India, I think Middle East, Asia.
They look like water balloons.
It doesn't look like muscle.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
So I
You're
knew
like
this
a
was like a
balloon
thing
animal.
for a little bit, but I thought that kind of like fell off.
Oh, man.
It's still a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not so I haven't seen anybody in person, thankfully. But you know how dangerous that is? It causes necrosis in the muscles.
Well, I
if the
remember
muscles
when we
removed.
talked to Popolsky, he actually said it's more prevalent than you think in the bodybuilding.
They don't do
world.
it to that extent.
Exactly. They don't do it
They,
to
like,
extreme.
top
yeah,
it
like,
off
See, this
with
is
it,
like
right?
weird.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Oh, like his traps. Like it's just so weird.
Look at the
that
guy
they
with
would-
looks like he has boobs.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
I mean, that's extreme body dysmorphia. Weird-
Terrible body
yeah,
dysmorphia.
Yeah, weird stuff. And
You know what's
wanting attention so bad.
I was
you're
just talking to Jessica about this the
Yeah.
other day. The body dysmorphia is so common. We only notice it when it's beyond what's culturally accepted. But if you actually think about it,
well, yeah.
the amount of
bro,
procedures
be
and
careful,
things
you're
we
gonna-
do-
you're going to offend hella people.
well, I'm just listen.
When you think about Botox, lip injections, butt implant, I mean, all that stuff is
coloring your hair, like everything we do to change our appearance, aside from I'd say exercise, even though exercise obviously can be connected to body dysmorphia.
Yeah, but it's okay. So you can make the case for body dysmorphia that it's but can't you also make the case that it's evolutionary too? I mean, it's to attract a mate. So like there's a part of it. I would make the case that not all men and women that do those things are so insecure about their bodies that for that it works for the opposite sex or the same sex. Whatever
Well,
you're attracting another mate.
I think you would have worse body dysmorphia if you did some of the procedures that are accepted today, let's say 50 years ago, because it was less culturally accepted. But it's still a form of dysmorphia in the sense that you are not accepting your natural normal body. And there's varying degrees of
but
it.
okay, hold on. What if it's less about accepting it and it's purely as a strategy to get a mate? Like that, do you really think that all cases are somebody who has some sort of, disorder or some sort of body dysmorphia, or is it like I'm very happy with my eyelashes, but boy, when I do these fake eyelashes, more men are attracted.
Well,
to me.
let me say it differently. There's collective dysmorphia, and then there's individual dysmorphia. Collective dysmorphia is societal. So we have these expectations of what men and women should look like, and that's cultural, and that's accepted. So it's probably not the same as like I'm super insecure about myself.
Yeah.
It's just, this is like, for example, shaving your legs or armpits. Like that's against your nature, but it's so accepted and everybody does it that it's more about just kind of fitting in.
That's a great example. Like
right. So my point is though that there's so much distortion going on that over time, more and more crazy shit gets accepted. Like you take a Instagram girl or whatever today and bring her back 50 years, bring her back 100 years, and everyone's gonna be like, what's wrong? Why is that person's face not moving? Like, why do they look like that? That's weird. Like, what's going on? But today it's like, a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I don't know if I could totally agree. Like, I mean, you think if like take a super Caitlyn Jenner, some like super crazy hot, millions of follower model.
Wait,
Instagram
isn't
model.
Caitlyn Jenner? Isn't that?
Well, whichever one is the hot popular one. I don't even.
I think it's Kylie.
Miss Jenner.
No, Caitlyn was Bruce.
The father. The father.
It's
slash
Caitlyn.
mother.
The mother.
Mother now.
Yeah, Adam's like, oh, she's hot. Whatever. What were you saying? But anyway.
Bad Instagram model example, right?
I don't think she's an
how
Instagram
bad I am.
model.
I don't have enough of these Instagram models I follow, right? Give me the
Tell me about
name.
do your homework.
Give me a name of like some Instagram model that's got millions of followers that everybody
Kim Kardashian.
gawks over there.
Okay, no, Kim Kardashian. You take Kim. How old is Kim Kardashian? 40? She's 40, right?
Must be around there.
But yeah, okay. So let's use her.
Take her as a 40-year-old mother. Okay, 40-year-old woman. Go back to 1923, 100 years ago.
Okay.
You don't think if she was walking around, people would be like, what is? What?
I think all the women would be
on?
like, "What the fuck is going on?" But I don't think the men would.
I do. I think it gets
I don't know.
accepted, and then because it gets accepted, then that's considered okay. This is attractive. But I think back then people were like, "What is wrong with this woman? Why does she look like that? What's going on?"
She's 42 now.
42.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I agree with that. I agree with you that women would absolutely.
You don't
judge
think
it.
a fake butt?
That's no different than today, though, and.
You don't think a fake butt and fake boobs 100 years ago, 150 years ago, people wouldn't be like, that doesn't look right. Now it's so like accepted.
Okay,
that
Yeah, I think there'd be more vocal people about the whole shame thing. I think we've that's been an area that I think culturally we've been trying to eliminate shame and bullying so much and so aggressively that like it has exaggerated a lot of these features.
Wait, hold on.
It's also
Justin's always making the case for bullying. By the way,
I'm just saying, dude, bullies had a place.
Bring back bullying.
He's always trying to shoehorn that. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's 'cause
Come
we need more
on, dude,
bullying.
we need some
We don't
biffs.
kick enough ass. You know what I'm saying?
We need some chets and some biffs.
Okay,
I
so
was doing a
based
good
off of your theory, okay, because we look at how much even men's bodybuilding has changed.
100%.
So take me, we were just talking about this the other day, in prime physique condition, you put me back in the 20s and you think women would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
At that extreme?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you just told a story about never in your life you'd seen someone get catcalled until you walked around with me when I looked like that.
Well, hold on.
And I'm getting catcalled in now's time.
Now.
And you don't think that women would find that
I'll say
attractive?
this.
I don't think so.
You were borderline. But but even then, if you look at what they considered in 1920, first of all, look at the bodybuilders of 1920. And they would have people circling them, and they had like myths around them, like, "Oh, that person's narcissistic. They're a meathead. Like, what is going on? That looks weird." For them, now you looked way more shredded than they did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I don't.
You'd be a circus attraction.
There's different things that we're arguing right now. I don't think that there wouldn't be like, what the hell? I've never seen something like that. If they saw my physique back then,
You
or
think
you
they'd
saw,
be attracted to it,
but I
more.
still think they'd be attracted to it. I think the woman would still be attracted to that. I think the man would see Kim Kardashian and still be attracted to that.
I'll use some other examples. Okay,
Their heads would explode.
I'll use some more examples.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point, you're going to see people do weird shit like get themselves elf-looking ears and now anime and
They're already doing it.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so that pretty soon is going to be acceptable. people are going to walk around with
animal-
that.
animal-like
there's different
features.
things that you're saying right now, like accepted and us being attracted to it and body dysmorphia. I am making the case that a lot of these things that we've seen both men and women do to make their bodies look a certain way is more on the evolutionary argument of it attracts a mate. And we found that, wow, the bigger my booty gets, the more I attract a mate. Wow, the more my abs show out, the more I attract mates.
No.
And so we have done these extreme versions of it.
Here,
I
Doug,
think
Doug just pulled up the ideal feminine shape and what was depicted
in the Renaissance
during the
period.
Renaissance.
that's what it does tells
So
us.
I'm telling you now, like in China, for example, the standard for women is thin.
Yeah.
They like thin, no butt.
Yeah.
Okay. So a woman with a big butt in China is an anomaly and is not actually attractive.
Yeah. So a couple things.
Okay,
Scientists
Doug's
have
trying
actually
a whole different argument.
No.
No. So you're saying Kim Kardashian, because she has a big butt or whatever, is going to be universally found attractive.
Well, I didn't use the word universally. Like if I put her in China, like I don't know. Like, I don't
well,
understand their
hold
culture
on.
enough
First
to-
of all, okay, so no. There's cultural norms, what's accepted that influences what we consider attractive. Then there's biological things and evolutionary things that we consider attractive. So they've already done this. There's a hip to waist ratio on women that's considered attractive,
Right.
regardless of her size. But the size is heavily influenced by society. In the past, it was heavier, curvier, and then it was thinner, and then it was more butt, less whatever. But it's the hip to waist ratio that they've identified in all these different cultures that seems to add up to the same thing. There's general things that are found to be attractive in men, general things in women. But then culturally and societally and what's accepted can distort the shit out of those. So we like, youth. Well, then they go extreme with that and make someone who's 40 look like they're 20 or whatever. We like big butts. And then they go extreme with the injections. We like a big, wide shoulders and a small waist. And then they go extreme with that by wearing squeams and, putting synthol on their shoulders or whatever. So my point with that is that it's all influential. But what's interesting is as time progresses, what we would consider to be extreme it just changes. And what we consider extreme 100 years ago is not extreme.
I mean, that I'll agree with. I think the argument I don't agree with is that it would be so out of the norm that they wouldn't be attracted. I think that person would be. I think Kim Kardashian thrown back in the 20s would be men would be just as attracted to her as they are today.
I think she would look weird. I think people would be pointing out.
I do think they like curvier women back
Yes.
Secretly.
But Kim Kardashian
Guys just like,
yeah, and I know we're using her.
They don't want to tell anybody.
I know we're using her as an example, but it looks like she's not real curvy. There's a difference between real curvy and. Anyway, I know we're poking
and by the way, going this direction to like these abnormal things they're doing, like with the elf ears and stuff like that. Like I don't.
That's a surgery, right? People are getting that surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think this is an example of what we're talking about. We're talking about people that are exaggerating like a look that like you make the hip to waist ratio argument.
Yeah.
I think that is true, and I think that exaggerating it in the positive direction is only proven that it helps getting a mate. Going the opposite direction, if like I said, the hip to waist ratio narrows, is getting worse.
Have you ever seen what an Instagram a model with lots of followers on Instagram who's known to look extreme? Have you ever seen what they look like in person or on video? It doesn't look right.
Yeah, it's disproportionate, so it's kind of confusing.
It doesn't look like right. Like it. Something inside you knows that. Like for example, muscular is attractive on men. At some point, most women would say that's too muscular. It just doesn't look right. Right? A pro bodybuilder is an easy example. Most women would be like, "Oh, that's gross. That's too far in that direction." So maybe there's some wiggle room, but I think society and what's culturally accepted influences that heavily, for sure.
So I've been watching this really interesting kind of wacky show, and I like shows that are like they'll peer into kind of groups of people that like are really passionate about things that are just like totally out of left field and off ball things. And this isn't like a Comic-Con thing, but it's basically like these people that think they're mermaids. And
what?
Yes, dude, it's so interestingly bizarre. Yes, it's on Netflix, and so I guess this all started, and this was back I think in the 30s, 40s maybe, but there was a show. Where was the show? I forget where it was, but it was in this place where it had this huge tank, and then they would dive down deep, and they'd give them like oxygen at the bottom, and they'd move like mermaids. They had like the whole mermaid setup, And so they did all these like
I've seen that.
acrobatic things underwater, and it was all like this trippy kind of show where they did all stuff. But anyways, apparently this became like it influenced a lot of people that used to go to the show, which then created like thousands of people like that wanted to be like a mermaid, and like how it's really hard because it's like you have to hold your breath and then you have to do all these like acrobatic moves and all these things underground.
It's really hard because you're not a mermaid.
Because you're not supposed to be in water, and you get like nose infections, ear infections, and like all this stuff, and they're like trying so hard
You
to
know what
make
this
it
highlights for me more than anything else is that this is on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's called MerPeople.
MerPeople.
Is that this gets suggested to Justin, but not me. I've never seen this before.
I haven't seen it either.
This is the most fascinating thing to me about this conversation.
I like weird people, dude.
I've never seen
I'm
that
sorry.
get
I'm
suggested
into
to me. It's on Netflix.
Bro, this is why I live in Santa Cruz. I used to sit on a bench, dude, and it was just
People
like,
watch? I love that people watch, too.
But it's just
I
like
do.
when people were weird and they weren't in your face about it.
What is that, Sal? What's the evolutionary argument to that? Like what?
For
Why?
that?
Yeah, because that's common, right? I don't. Is anybody in here not like to people watch? I love to people watch.
I do.
Oh, God. The most interesting in the world is people, because the most important thing that you should learn about is the people around you for survival. I mean, you need to know about people if you want to survive.
I love that
forever.
Katrina likes to do that too. Like we sometimes will just like sit.
You guys make up stories?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
we'll
we do
pretend
conversations. Yeah, dialogues.
So there's like people like on
I
a
do
date
all
or
the
whatever
time.
like that. Like her and I will people watch, and if they find somebody interesting like that, then I'll act as if I'm having the conversation with the person. That's
Yeah,
how
we
much
do the
get
same
into
thing.
it.
Or I'll actually come up with a backstory, like, well, he obviously this, that. the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, we try to speculate.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's an affair. You could tell they're married, but their
Yeah,
spouses are
yeah,
at
yeah.
home.
I totally
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Look at how they're kissing in the parking lot. That's for sure an affair.
Yeah.
You and I have never made out like that. Never swallowed
But,
your.
hey.
Hey, I've never swallowed your face in a Safeway
Hey,
fucking
listen.
parking lot, dude. That is an affair for
Listen,
sure.
that is true.
It is.
If you see a middle-aged couple,
Yes.
making out
Like
like
macking
crazy,
on each
Yeah,
other.
like high schoolers.
yeah, in a parking lot,
In a
99%.
yes,
they're
in a
cheating.
grocery store parking lot.
that is not. That's
an affair. That's an affair.
You're not kissing your wife like that,
100%.
bro.
Nobody makes out with their partner or their wife like that, dude.
Oh,
Like
man.
not in a parking lot.
PDA is the last thing you keep.
Not like that. Yeah. Affair. Red flag right away.
Oh man, I saw weird, dude. I saw this one older middle-aged couple, and they had no shame, dude. The dude had her, the dude had his hand, like she was wearing jeans. They were both not attractive. They're both middle-aged, and they're sitting on a bench, and he had his hand behind her, and his hand was down her pants.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, come on, guys, that's disgusting.
Dude,
Wash your
that's
hands,
like a
bro.
Cabo. You get these like 50, 60-year-olds just like dry humping in the pool. I'm like, hey.
Have you gotten any any of those vibes with the middle-aged couple that's like looking at you and your wife, like, oh, come on,
Yeah.
you guys are trying to get out.
You're not gonna recruit me.
Yeah. When they buy especially when the wife buys the wife a drink. You know,
Well, they always recruit the
send
wife.
the lady
they know the
out
guy's an
first.
easy close. If I can close the wife, I could probably get the guy. You know what I'm saying? So
He's down, don't worry
nobody
about
nobody even attempts to close you. You know what I'm saying? They're like they work on the wife because it's like if we can get the wife in, like I know we got the guy.
God, that's terrible.
It's true. though,
It's
right?
always in Mexico. I don't know. Every time. Anyway, I
People
just
while out.
You guys want to hear some interesting science that's going on? Well, I mean, God, scientists always do some weird shit, don't they? So you know the whole theory of dinosaurs and how the closest relatives. You know this. You know what the closest relatives today to dinosaurs are?
Birds.
Chickens.
Yeah, chickens, right? Chickens are the closest, right? So chickens, they're covered in feathers, but their feet and legs are what is that like scales?
Yeah, it's
right?
a weird,
Like
scaly.
So there's like a very easy genetic switch that they can turn on that'll then make their feet covered in feathers or make the whole body covered in those scales. And they say, oh, this just proves how closely related they are. Where this little gene switch right here that we do can make the scales turn into feathers or vice versa.
Is that
and stay
kind of
way.
like pigs? How you like let them out into the wild, and then within the
grow
first
tusks.
few
No,
months,
that's different.
They grow hair everywhere though.
That's weird,
And
right?
then tusks.
Isn't that weird how that happens?
Yeah, it's like a switch goes
What
on.
do
They
was
get
it-
wild.
Was it called they go feral?
Yeah, feral, and they turn into like boars.
Have you seen the biggest boar ever shot?
Well, they get big.
Doug,
Big.
Google biggest wild
They're
pig
vicious, dude.
ever shot, and then
Like over 1,000
And then-
pounds, right?
and then click on
Crazy.
images.
Yeah, they get. I've seen.
Bro, it
I've
looks
seen
like a grizzly bear.
Yeah, I've seen some. Crazy
Now they
ones.
say they think it was a hog from a farm because hogs can get huge that
Yeah,
escaped.
yeah.
and
That's what
then turn into.
That's what they think because it's so big, dude. It's terrifying.
Yeah, because in the wild, I mean, that would really have to be dominant.
Did you guys ever go to those fairs where they always had like the giant pig or what like that?
Wait, look at that picture.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Holy, it's even bigger than
Click
the
on
one.
that first one.
Holy
Doug,
ham.
Or that second one and enlarge it. Look at that. It looks like a rhinoceros.
Wow.
How big does it say it was there, Doug?
Let me see.
That's
That
crazy.
looks like one of those dogs from Willow.
That is way bigger than anyone I've seen
Shot
before.
by an 11-year-old boy,
Yeah.
1,051 pounds.
Yeah.
That's 477 kilograms.
You imagine seeing that in the
11-year-old
woods?
boy? Dude, what a stud.
You just start crying right
thing's
there. It's so
crazy.
big. That's scary, right?
I don't even know why you would think that's a pig. It just looks nothing like a pig if you saw something that
Can you
big.
imagine the sound?
You
of
would
it just-
really think it was a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
and now wild boar and pigs are super aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Have you ever seen them? Well, you guys always in the woods, both of
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I've seen
always
them
in the
before.
woods.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, more than me. I was never.
they have problems with them all the time, like especially on golf
when
courses.
you're always in the woods, because that's what I do on the weekends.
Well, I know Justin.
Justin does that on the
Hey
weekends.
man, I'm a
Just
woods
go-
guy,
he
dude.
just going out in the
I
woods.
do all the things in the woods, dude. Yeah,
just
by myself.
naked.
Yes.
Just hiking.
Yeah.
So do you see boar and stuff out there ever, or pigs?
Not typically, but there are places like I could go where I could. A lot of my friends will actually go. I think they stopped allowing a lot of hunts for them like recently in California, but like that used to be a big thing. A lot of my friends would go hunt for boar around there, but my in-laws actually where you live now, like in Almaden, like they come down to this one lake there, and they were just tearing up the entire golf course area around there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
like
lawn. They'll hit my
holes
lawn.
everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll
It's a
see
big
it mess up.
problem.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you at with your pool? What's going on?
So I'm just working through all the rigmarole of like permitting and all that kind
Really?
of stuff. Yeah,
Headache or what?
headache, and then I'm shopping around trying to get better quotes for all the construction. At this point, I had like a architect design company kind of help me like draw it all up, so I have a solid plan to go off of. But now I'm trying to like price it out, because here's the thing about construction people, like they'll always want to like high estimate you so they can like give themselves a buffer, or they're just like, oh, this is so hard because it's on a hill and I don't want to touch this, but maybe I could do it if like the price is right, kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. Like I know somebody that'll jump at the opportunity and has done like a bunch of them, so I'm trying to find that person. Yeah.
So what is this? Is it going to be?
Did you see Did you see the one I sent to him? I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I like Adam's ideas, but I'm like, dude, we
got
got
a garage. It's got what's it called?
grotto.
Grotto has like a lazy river and everything.
It's like
I'm
one of the
like,
largest lazy rivers. How sick would his house be?
Mine
the way
would
his
just
house
be
is
like a
designed?
shoebox.
If he had like a lazy river that like went or down and around
$1
it.
million.
It would be like
How-
that.
$1 million, maybe way more than that here.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right. How are you doing saltwater?
Yeah, I'm gonna try saltwater. I think that's the move.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I had it all designed so it was like super easily maintained, so it just like covers itself, and like basically like the stuff was easily accessible underneath, so you could like filter it out real easy. Like it has like they have all these cool features now where they have like jets and things that like push all the debris into like a bin, and then you
really?
just take the bin and dump it out. It's like makes you don't even need a pool boy anymore. And I'm like, oh, good. Worried about that. I got a milk guy, I got a pool boy. I got to keep some cameras out at the place.
Courtney's like, we'll just hire her. Don't worry, we'll
Just
hire
hire
her.
a pool boy.
Yeah,
Justin's like,
we don't
no,
need all
it's
these
okay.
features,
She's like,
honey.
it's a big pool though, so we need two.
Add that $40,000 feature. It's all good. By the time he's done, it's gonna be
Jeez.
worth as much as the house is, man.
Oh,
Those things are- I can't
Gavin
believe
Newsom's going to ban it before the
I
time I
can't
get
believe
it
how
done.
expensive. That's why it's like a lot of people don't do it. It's so
is.
expensive to build, and it's like you don't get your money out of it. But you have
It doesn't influence home values, right? It could be good or bad.
no, it doesn't. You don't get your money. out
No,
of it.
but I mean, there's people that will specifically in the filtering process
Want
look
that.
for a place.
Yeah, if you were looking for that,
and
just
there's
like-
not, and I looked because I was like, maybe I'll just get a different house that already has one, and like, because this is kind of what happened with when I was looking at building extension to my other place, and it was like, oh, but this one's already the right type of layout, the square footage, and it was just like, well, I'll just hop over there instead of building a whole thing from scratch.
Some people
like a
don't
stripper pole.
Some people don't want.
Yeah, it's like a
I need
It's
adequate space for that.
Not a lot of people want it, but if you really do want it, it's like a really cool feature. Yeah, so it's
Just like that.
I always wanted a fireman pole that you could slide down from upstairs. You know?
I think that would be cool
Yeah.
too.
So you
I don't know how much that
get them all doing that.
Yeah, interesting. Well, anyway, you're reminding me of something I want to show you guys. It's kind of cool. Have you guys ever seen the world's biggest cave? Have you ever seen this in Vietnam?
No.
Doug, look this up. It's Hang,
I thought
H-A-N-G.
that was going to be like your mama joke. Or something.
You ever seen the world's biggest mama? Of course you have. Hang Song, S-O-N, and then Doong, D-O-O-N-G. Look this thing up. This thing is so big. Okay, click on that. So it's so big, there's clouds in there. It has its own climate.
Wow.
There's you can fit.
It has its own climate inside there.
You could fit an entire.
Whoa, that's a sick picture.
Yeah, dude, that's in the cave. You could fit an entire New York block, including skyscrapers.
Okay.
Or you could fly a 747 through it without its wings touching either side.
What?
So this is like Journey to the Center of the Earth kind of vibes.
Yeah, look at that. And it'll form its own climate and all that stuff. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, dude.
That's
okay.
cool.
So I want to get confirmation if there are places like this in Antarctica, because like I've seen like a lot of different like
Nazi
TV
base?
shows and like stuff, and then they're like, oh, it's this whole cavernous like underground climate, like it's warm and it's lush and all. I'm like, really though? Like, is that true?
Isn't that where Alien and Predator were? Alien versus Predator? Isn't that where they were?
Yes.
Antarctica, they dove it. They found some like
Maybe-
crazy cavern.
I mean, there's all that, but like just the fact that like there's a climate of its own underneath that huge layer of ice.
Did you look it up, Doug? Look up underground cave Antarctica. Let's just see.
So it's the biggest. Is it the deepest too? Is it the
This?
deepest? Yeah.
It's the biggest. Deepest.
I want to
don't
go,
know.
dude. I didn't even know
Because there's
that
some
existed.
caverns.
That looks sick.
There's some caverns that go straight down.
There's a
right?
running river that goes through it. It's
I love
like-
stuff like that, man. That'd be
Yeah,
killer.
that would be a cool trip.
And they were at one point, I think they were going to build attractions in there, but then people stopped it because they're like, "Don't mess with this."
Yeah, they wanted to preserve.
Do you guys have something on your like a list like that of things that you definitely want to go visit or see?
Mine doesn't sound super exciting, but wow, look at that says. NASA found a giant underground cavern in Antarctica, almost the size of Manhattan. Is that real, Doug?
I guess so. Popular mechanics.
Oh, it's
reliable,
Popular
I
Mechanics.
suppose.
Wow.
Oh, see. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the only photo. We
Yeah.
I mean, I want it to be true, like, but
Wow.
you never know.
So that's where the Nazi base is?
Yeah, it must be.
Oh man, that's where they left. I've always wanted to go to Japan. Always wanted to go to Japan, and I want to see a sumo match.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I want to see a sumo match, and I really want to go to the university. I think it's University of Tokyo to watch the judo team, and then some of the temples. So I don't know. It's always been something I want to do.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do. So go up the Nile on one of those like river boats that like stops at a lot of the Egyptian sites, and so you can kind of do it so you're not like completely in Cairo the whole time, and like I don't know, it's kind of volatile there like a lot, but do a legit tour where it takes you through a lot of the I guess the history that's a little bit unconventional history kind of tour. So it's not just like what the archaeologists will tell you. It's like more of the Graham Hancock and some of those guys and Randall Carlson kind of way of like visiting it. So
the one reason why I would never do that are anacondas.
Anacondas?
They terrify me.
What are you talking
In
about?
the Nile?
In the Nile?
There's none in the Nile?
No,
I don't
bro,
think so.
in the South America. Like,
Sound like me right now, bro. Glad I didn't say nothing.
dude, really, anacondas.
Hey, so
all the pterodactyls.
So the reason why
It's like
I
watching for those pterodactyls.
the reason why Adam said he doesn't want to go there is anacondas. He told me yesterday.
Fuck you, told me.
They still got big ass bugs though, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Dude,
know.
I'm sure they got stuff. I mean, it's there.
Yeah,
you know,
anacondas
it's-
are South America.
Yeah, sorry.
They get like
my bad.
scarab beetles.
I did not. I did not know why, for whatever reason. It processed.
Sandstorms.
I didn't process the Nile. I just processed this big ass.
What's anacondas?
Bro, have you seen those snakes?
Yeah, of course.
They do have cobras.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Those are bad too.
I think those are worse, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're not scary, dude. Have you ever seen the size?
Oh, they are
No,
scary.
a cobra would be more scary than an anaconda, I think.
No, bro.
No, I know how
Anacondas
big.
are huge.
Yeah, they're huge, but I don't think they're as.
Bro, it's a dinosaur snake.
I know, but which one's
king
more, which one's
cobras
more
are
deadly
in
and vicious?
India, right?
Oh, well, a cobra will poison you.
Yeah,
An anaconda will just wrap itself around
Just
you,
hug you.
suffocate you, and then eat you.
Yeah.
that's kind of bad.
They actually, they found that before. They've caught
Yeah, they've
anacondas,
carved open.
cut them open, and there's like a small person inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I think we talked about it on the
pretty
show
messed
one
up.
time. That happened.
Look up like world's biggest anaconda. There's this one picture.
Doug, what do you
want
to do? You're the most traveled and
Yeah, they're
and think about
freaky.
that stuff more than anybody.
I mean, I'd definitely go on Justin's Egyptian tour.
Doug's coming with
In
me.
spite of the anacondas.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do a private yacht around like the
course.
Mediterranean.
Oh, that I'm on board with that one too.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they
I wanna
do
go
these,
to
they do
that
these
one,
like
too.
they yeah. What's up with that? Sal's not
Well,
coming.
Sal, I'll
Sal
go
can't
with Sal
come.
to the samurai event.
They do these.
sumo.
They do these like private, 6 to 12 room like yachts where you have more people that work the boat.
How much
on
does
the
it cost
boat.
to rent one of those? Do you
Like
think?
a quarter million to $500,000
For how long?
for like a week.
Wow, because that's the staff, the gas. All
Yeah.
that
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
The food.
The staff. Like the staff would be more. There'd be more staff than there is of you and family and friends on the boat
Wow.
to like serve you and take and obviously run the boat and everything. So, yeah, I would love to do something like that. Go with like 5 or 6 of my like really wealthy friends that can afford to chip in, and go for like a week. And then I of course I want to hit all the generic spots that everybody else has been to. I've never been to, like the Romes and stuff like that. Like I've never done. I want to go to the Colosseum and I want to do Italy. Like I want to go all over there.
Some of those yachts are so insane. I saw one that they make. I don't know much about them, but I saw one where you literally there's boats on it.
Oh, you pull in.
Yeah, you pull into it with boats and helicopters and shit. It's like a freaking cruise liner.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they open up and it's got like the boats. like,
Whose was it that was one of the big crazy? Was it Bezos?
Tiger.
Bezos?
Tiger's got a big one. I think Bezos has got a big one. Were you guys with me when I was reading about Bezos? I heard about Bezos has 2 private jets.
No.
So he has a private jet that flies every time he flies. It's like a mirror jet, so that you don't know which one he's on. So
Just
he
in
literally,
case
that's
he
how much
gets shot down
That's how
or
much
something.
well, how there's like on the internet, there's like people that track all these guys'
Oh,
planes.
for them landing and
Well, so okay, how
plotting it out?
Well, that's crazy.
Holy shit! Click on that, Doug. That picture right there.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of pictures, like a 33-foot anaconda.
Look at that, dude. That
some of these like are doctored, right? And then some of
Well,
them
I
are
don't know
real.
if this is real. That one looks
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think,
because they trick
one's
you
real.
a lot with that.
that would eat Doug so fast.
yeah,
So
it'd eat all of us pretty fast. Honestly,
Justin, it would choke.
It
him.
might actually skip Doug because he's Doug's so
Yeah,
small.
I would strangle him on the way
I'm
down.
delicious though.
That's not going to film me.
It would choke on Justin.
It's not
though.
going to film me.
He'd bottleneck him with my ass.
Start at his legs, and once it gets to the ass, his anaconda friends, like I told you, bro.
No, okay. So you guys know how on there's people that follow Elon Musk jet. Like I forget what it's
there's
called.
some kid that posts his
There's
his flight pattern.
there's several of these like places that you can go on websites and actually see where all of these
It's
big.
kind of crazy that that's public like that.
Well, yeah, and they can't stop it because
Yeah.
people hack in and they figure out how to do it, right? And
So while Bezos is going around lecturing people on the climate,
yes,
he's flying an extra jet
he
right
do
next
that
to him.
too?
I
Look
mean,
it
they
up,
all
man.
do.
could you Google that for me to fact check me just to make sure I got my shit right? Because this is like
Imagine
me
if you were that rich.
hearing it from someone else.
Hey, fly that jet with no one in it for me, just to confuse people.
I believe that's why he does it. I think he does it just so you don't know for sure which one he's in.
That's crazy.
Right? You
I
got
mean,
that-
you know what though? But you got to put yourself in his shoes. Like that's dangerous. Right?
Isn't okay?
You don't want people to know your location at all moments, especially when you're that. that
Wasn't there a thing, because I don't know if this is related to what we brought up a long time ago about like people getting in early on the rewards, flight rewards thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and so they actually like pay
Yeah.
for like you just basically fire it up and then like circle around the airport, or you just go like an hour flight, and then I guess they just burn up as much gas as they can, and then it counts like towards some of those miles or something.
Well, I know. Along those lines, I don't know if it's still like
it's
that.
like super wasteful. It's like stupid.
I don't know if it's still like that, but I know if you go to Puerto Rico, if you're there for 6 months and a day, then you pay the taxes there, which is like nothing compared to the pet taxes you'll pay in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So like super wealthy people on the East Coast have a jet and they'll fly to Puerto Rico, touch down, and come back. So I guess if you touch down over there, it counts. So they'll just go do that and come back type of deal. and kind of game the system.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I think the Paul brothers set their stuff up. You know,
Really?
they have a studio there now.
In Puerto Rico?
Yeah, so that's where their main studio is at now. So
There's a huge difference in taxes.
that's know who else is out there is our other guy that we had on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Schiff.
Peter Schiff is out there, so I know he spends time out there. I know he legitimately does spend. I think his main house is actually out there.
It is.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to fact check you on this. So he has a couple jets, but it doesn't sound like he flies them at the same time.
Okay.
He's gotten some heat for flying just one, so I can't imagine him flying two.
But there are websites and a bunch of apps where you can track people's jets.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
multiple.
I knew there was a bunch of those, but I don't remember where I read or heard that. But I just thought that was interesting that he's got more than one private jet. Like, what does one person need more than one private jet for?
That's a great question.
Like, why would you need
In case one's in the shop.
Maybe. Or you have a big
Family
group of people you
members.
want to fly somewhere.
Yeah, but even then, I'm pretty sure if you own a private jet and your private jet is in the shop that you can rent or get another private jet, why would you have a second one only for
think
the
you
Because
really
you
think
have
about those
billions
things?
of dollars, I suppose.
When you when you're in a private jet, do you have to go through TSA?
I don't think so, no. You just
When
go,
you fly
skip it, go straight
hold
to
on,
the
when you
hangar.
fly to another country, you still have to go through customs. Do they
Sure.
check your jet?
I suppose they do, yeah.
Okay. So
Didn't
they
he
check-
build like $100 million clock or something in a mountain?
Don't you remember when?
Okay, dude,
when,
please
Stallone
check
got in
this.
trouble with all the steroids.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, because he was flying. He had to go through customs. Oh. So he was flying on his private jet, and he got caught with like I don't remember
bunch
how
of growth hormone.
Growth hormone. That was down in Australia, right?
It was a ton of stuff, but I think that's why he got caught was because he had to go through customs, not because he.
So they
I think if he
must-
was anywhere in the U.S., like you're good.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Bezos did create a 10,000 year clock inside a mountain. And I don't know what the cost is.
What
but
was it?
It was like
10
insanely expensive.
It's an atomic clock.
what?
Atomic clock.
atomic clock.
He in a mountain
Inside a mountain, so
Back
it
up.
protects
I missed
it.
what? Why did he do that? Why?
Oh, I don't know why. I think because he could.
because he
It's
can't.
just it's
Stop,
time.
you guys. This is like
He's already invested over $42 million.
Okay, 42. I was off.
Haul it
Not
out
100
mountain in
million.
Texas.
Okay, you guys. There has to be a reason why you do that.
I
not
know,
just
I
'cause-
was fascinated.
What is the
I'm
reason
like,
why you?
So
spend-
it's a 500-foot tall, all mechanical, powered by day-night thermal cycles, synchronized at solar noon, a symbol for long-term thinking.
It's just a symbol, just something cool.
It's a yeah.
I mean, I
That's
imagine
his
so-
pyramid, I guess.
Are
Yeah.
they- Can you do this when you start to subscribe to this idea that there's a possibility that we've all been here before, and that like everything has just been destroyed, and then we start over, and then we destroy ourselves, then we start
Yeah.
over, and so you build
Imagine
something.
you're a primitive culture,
Yeah.
and then you just keep digging. All of a sudden, you find this freaking clock.
Yeah, like that's got to be the reason why you do something like that.
What is
right?
it with like super wealthy, like throughout all history and monuments?
They just they want that legacy. They want
guess.
their stamp of like remember me. You know, like at that point, it's like it's a trophy.
Yeah.
It's the pyramid thing. It's all that. Like you want to like claim your stake. Like I was here.
Well, most of these like crazy tycoons, they are more they're more less than like making $1 more. They're more interested in their name carrying through history.
Well, I
for
think
the-
Elon's
so
doing that the best way, right? How many kids does he have? Like, by now, I think that's the best way to do it.
him and
a good strategy.
Bro.
what's his name?
What's the homeboy's name?
yeah,
Genghis
with-
Khan?
No.
No.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Was he at 12 now?
9. I think
They got a
9.
long ways to go.
9 or 12. 9, I think.
With like
gonna
5
catch
different
up.
ladies.
At least that. I think.
Why is he doing that?
You know, I've never actually read an article to hear what his whole
I
story.
mean, it has
is.
to be planned. At this point, if you don't learn your lesson the first 4 times, then
No, he I think openly tells whatever girl he's dating that like I'm not settling down. I'm not.
I just want to have. I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
get you pregnant.
Yeah, I'm sure they have some. What is? Go ahead.
Like
Derek.
12 kids by 6 different women.
12 kids, 6 different women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he make a lot of money anymore? What does he do?
Oh
Does
yeah,
have a
no, he
business?
makes. Yeah, Nick Cannon does well. He's got shows still.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
He's
had
hosts
like
of a bunch of shows.
he's got like one of the
and-
longest running MTV shows too. He's got one.
That's
of,
why.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know what his total net worth is right now, but he's stacked up.
It ain't much with 12 kids. I'll tell you that much.
Or do you make a deal like ahead of time? Right. I mean, if I was doing something like that,
Maybe like you sign something.
well, you that or like I don't even pursue this relationship if you are under the impression like this is how this is going to go down. We're going to date. There's a good chance we might get pregnant. If we do get pregnant, I'm going to take care of you and the baby.
But this is what it looks
But
like.
this is what it looks like. Yeah, if you think you're going to come
I
after
don't think you
half,
can do that. I think, and I know in some states, I know in California, no prenup, nothing will prevent you from paying whatever, how they calculate child support or whatever. I think that supersedes anything, if I'm not mistaken.
His net worth is estimated at 20 million.
That's it?
Yeah,
Wow.
you'd think more.
Yeah.
That's what
Wow.
it is. It says.
That's like
Those things are so inaccurate, though.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know about
Didn't we
that.
look up our net worth once on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I looked up Justin the other day on there too.
You looked me up,
dude?
Yeah, I did. I looked you up. Well, you know why? Because I've had people tag me on mine. Like my close high school friends, like, dude, check this out, so cool. Like, why do you think that's cool? They don't even have my birth date right. They don't have anything. Like, nothing is right.
I remember that we looked it up, and your net value was like double ours. I remember
Mine?
that. Yeah. Remember, like we were like, oh,
Yeah, I
what
think
is
mine
Adam
still is.
doing?
That's because Doug
What
and I
else
be
is Adam
taking
doing?
Doug and I be like this a little bit.
Side hustles.
Wouldn't that be a funny way though? How you guys find out? You're like, what the fuck? Why is Adam? Why does Adam get double the net worth we do? We do the same thing. We're equal partners.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're on to you.
Hey, so I read something interesting. I love your guys' speculation on. I read this article on the top fighting styles in mixed martial arts based off of wins, like how many wins they get. You guys want to guess what they are?
The top fighting styles. So
Yeah, so in mixed martial arts-
Muay Thai and like
At the
Brazilian
UFC.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, at UFC.
Yeah, I believe
Oh,
it's
jiu-jitsu's
UFC.
for sure.
Let me see here. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
Jiu-jitsu's got to be like
Yeah,
number
Muay
one.
Thai and then
Greco-Roman wrestling, I would say, is number two.
yeah,
Or wrestling.
karate.
Let me see.
Actually,
Jiu-jitsu
there
and
wasn't
wrestling
a lot
gotta be
of
one or
karate
two.
in my opinion.
It was wrestling was number one.
Oh,
I'm
wrestling
trying
was
to
number one.
find the actual picture of it, but wrestling was number one.
I mean, that's such an advantage in a fight like that.
Sure.
yeah, but why wouldn't it be jujitsu? Right, jujitsu
Yeah,
guys, they submit people.
They do, but wrestlers, the art of defending a takedown with wrestlers, like jiu-jitsu guy, well, I don't know, you can speak to this better than I can, but from as an observer, what I see in jiu-jitsu is you almost let a guy, when you guys practice rolling, you let each other take each other down sometimes. You roll. In wrestling, like half of the practice is like you defending someone even being able to get you to the ground. Like, so I feel like a wrestler's defense on takedown is way better than a jiu-jitsu guy's defense. Now, on your back, once you're on your back, jiu-jitsu guy is better, but you have wrestling guys in UFC that they're known for not even ever letting someone take them down.
Yeah, no. Here's what I think it is. I think that some of that's true, but I think this is what it is. The reason why because wrestlers don't submit, they don't punch, they don't kick, and in a wrestling match you just pin someone. Now, of course, everybody now does everything now, right? So this is based off of what their original style was.
Yeah.
The reason why I think wrestlers tend to win the most is because,
Conditioning.
well, they train the fucking hardest.
Yeah,
And it's just a
that's what I
fact,
mean,
bro.
yeah.
You go, you're at a high school wrestling.
Yeah,
you train like it's
I've
insane.
never seen the type of train matched to that kind
Oh,
of.
college! You get up to college,
the hell out of them,
especially American college wrestling and the high levels.
Yeah.
The degree of training and it's so insane. So when I would do jujitsu against a wrestler who was like a high school wrestler or God forbid a college wrestler, the intensity, the degree of like just intensity that they would bring was like 2 gears above everybody else.
Yeah, it's kind of like so when I've observed jiu-jitsu guys practicing and I've observed wrestlers practicing, it looks so different. The wrestlers are full speed, trying not to let each other take it down. Like where jiu-jitsu guys kind of like this, they do this kind of flow rolling together. It's like they'll come together and like it almost seems like a guy lets one guy take the other guy down and then they work on their hand positioning and their moves and their leg stuff. And it's like, I don't know, it looks so different to me. And wrestlers, you see this like hard, aggressive grind to take the other guy down and to
So I got
resist.
it. It's wrestling is number one, BJJ is second, boxing is third, kickboxing fourth, Muay Thai fifth, Taekwondo, and then karate. But now, obviously, the top ones are the martial arts or styles where you're training full contact. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you train full contact. Wrestling, you train full contact. Boxing, you train full contact. But yeah, I'll say again, like the wrestlers, just the intensity that they train with. And when you're in a fight, at that point, at that level, everybody's good at a lot of different skills. Some are better than others at different skills, but they're all good, right? They can all submit, they all punch, they all
But if
kick.
you have another gear in comparison to your opponent, that's a big deal.
If you've ever watched like really good high school, just a high school, not even college, really good high school wrestling practice, go watch that.
Yeah.
And it's like you're watching.
Well, you remember when Brock Lesnar came in and fought Frank Mir.
Oh, yeah.
Now Frank did catch him in a ankle lock, but boy,
The first time.
up until that point before he caught him, he looked like he was going to get killed.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is a collegiate wrestler, though. By the way, if you've
That's
ever
what I'm
seen
saying.
his video,
Like he came in with no jiu-jitsu background, MMA background, and damn near destroyed Frank Mir. Now, Frank Mir, being the professional that he is, caught him in the ankle lock and some of that, but it looked scary real fast.
It's just constant.
Didn't work the second time.
Yeah.
They train with constant, relentless, ridiculous pressure. It's just insane. I remember in my high school, there were a couple times I trained with the wrestling team, and I wasn't on the wrestling team. I just, for fun. And I remember the coach would just turn up the heat in the room, close the doors, steam, and he's just fucking you up. It just, everybody's just getting messed up. And these kids, like you die and you're out or you stick around. Yep. So it builds this a whole nother level
that match.
of toughness.
I still have this, like, I can visually see the bell ringing and Brock Lesnar running across the ring and going after Frank Mir. It's imagine seeing that
that's
coming.
terrifying.
I don't care how good you are at what. That's just terrifying.
You want to see terrifying? Watch Brock Lesnar in college when his collegiate wrestling match. That doesn't
throwing kids around like rag dolls.
Well, I mean, they were all big, right? It's weight classes, but he looks it looks like a monster, dude. Yeah. In college, like, what is that guy? What is that? That's a human. Yeah. It's insane. All right, so I have a shout out for you guys. This is a mobility page. It's actually really good. It was recommended to me by one of our employees, Margaret. So she said, you got to check this out. It's really good. It's called Beard the Best You Can Be. So the guy has a beard. But his mobility movements.
Otherwise, that'd be
could have guessed that.
I know. Sorry. His mobility movements and the way he communicates mobility, pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's good. I'll second that.
You're already following him?
I think we are, but I did check him out.
Because, he's an FRC guy, Ken Stretch guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Really good stuff, and he communicates mobility appropriately, like the right way. So it's pretty cool. Give him a follow. Hey, check this out. We work with a company called Paleo Valley. They make paleo-inspired products and supplements. They have these really good meat sticks. They're grass-fed. They taste amazing. They're not dry, high in protein, great macros, great way to eat healthy, high protein on the go. They also make a protein powder. It's bone broth flavored chocolate protein powder. And I swear to God, it tastes like chocolate donuts. It's literally the tastiest protein powder I've ever had in my entire life. I talked about it on the show many, many times. Go check it out. They have other products as well. Good stuff. Go to paleovalley.com/mindpump. Use the code mindpump15 for 15% off your first order. All right, back to the show.
Our first caller is Alyssa from Canada.
Hi, Alyssa. How can we help you?
Hi, I'm very nervous. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I would actually be doing this. But yes, I am in school. I'm actually skipping my class right now to do this.
Yeah, this is way better than
teacher.
Yeah, Adam knows what a school looks like. That's what I'm surprised at.
Canvas, yes. How are you guys?
I've seen pictures.
Good. How are you?
Good.
We're good. I just have like two kind of like they're very related questions. So I'll ask them both, and you guys can kind of see which one you want to answer first. Big thing is, I've been listening to you guys since I started going to the gym in 2019. So when I was 16 years old, you guys have really like encouraged me to keep on going to the gym, getting stronger. The episode on why women should bulk has been really big impact on me. But yes, kind of throughout the years, like I've done my dabbling in like the 10 to 12 rep range, very high rep ranges, but then now I'm really into strength training. My big thing is I fall in love with big three, squat, bench, and deadlift, but I'm struggling to increase those. So my main question is, how would you best recommend programming the big three like throughout the week, when I find that personally, like I've seen the most progress from them when I've done them 2 or 3 times a week, but then I also don't want to get into the waters of like overtraining.
Great question. So you've been consistently working out for a while, Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay. And have you followed MAPS Anabolic already, or have you not?
Not yet. That's kind of what I also want. I'm conflicted in between either anabolic or power lift. Big thing is, because I am a student, I've never purchased a program from you guys yet because I've got the funds. But like now that I'm here, I'm working now. I'm ready to invest in myself. I just want to make sure I was making kind of the right decision in terms of which program would be best.
Well, you're in luck. We're going to give you something for free.
Boom!
So
Hey!
I say I think she should do anabolic first, and then you should go to power lift afterwards.
Yeah. I think that would be great. How many days a week do you lift now?
Currently, I'm at 5. Sometimes 6. I try not to do a 6 day, but it's like it makes me feel good, and I think that's kind of why I haven't jumped the gun and gone anabolic yet, because I know it's like 3 days. I think that would be tough for me mentally.
Oh, you're going to crush.
Yeah, but you know what? You could still go to the gym, just walk on the treadmill and do a trigger session. So you still go. I totally understand when you have a nice routine like that where you go 5 days a week. I never like to discourage somebody from that and say, hey, this program's 3 days a week. Now stop going to the gym 2 of those days. Like, keep going to the gym. Just on those off days, or the days that are not your foundational days, do your trigger work and then do your walking on the treadmill or stretching or stuff like that. So stay in the routine of going to the gym, just have 3 heavy lifting days.
Just got to be disciplined and not overdo it and not get too intense with those triggered sessions. That's, something like you got to look at them as something for recovery, and, it's a totally different type of workout.
You're just trying to get a little pump. That's all with those, but you're going to crush with MAPS Anabolic. If you haven't followed a program like, kind of written that way and dropping your overall, I guess, volume, you're going to benefit. Almost everybody benefits from doing so when they go from 6 or 5 to 3 in terms of strength. So you're going to crush for sure. And then you follow that up with MAPS Powerlift, which is a little bit more volume. And I think you're going to do exceptionally well doing that. MAPS Anabolic starts off with the kind of low reps, and then it moves into the higher reps at the end. And then you go to Powerlift. It's a perfect transition. So I think you're going to love it.
There is an option for 2 days. I think you're ready to go 3 days. So start with the MAPS Anabolic 3-day routine.
Yeah, there's like the advanced version. Do that one.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think we got a little bit more time. Do you mind if I ask? I mean, I don't really want to ask this question, but I feel like it's something I should, since I'm here.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
Would you give the same advice to someone if you knew that they hadn't had a period for like over 2 years?
I would give the exact same advice, but I would add a few things. Yeah. So you lost your period 2 years ago?
Well, it's been since like 2016. I did go through anorexia. Like I was diagnosed with anorexia.
Okay.
Kind of like the hospitalization thing. You guys have really helped me kind of come back from that and develop a proper relationship with the gym. I just think a big thing for me has been able to, like, I'm at a healthy body weight, but my issue is getting to a point where every time I get to a healthy body weight where I get my period, I kind of freak out and I drastically drop things.
Yeah. So here's the good news about being a woman, or here's something cool about it. Your period is a wonderful gauge of your overall health. And I'm going to say this, you're going to get better results if you can stay fertile, because that's your body basically telling you that it feels safe to potentially have a kid. I'm obviously not telling you to have a kid, but that's what it's telling you. And the hormones that are associated with that are better for adaptation, for building strength and building muscle. So when you lose your period, that means you're doing something wrong. And it usually means you're working out too much, eating too little, or both. Okay. So do you know what your calories are roughly?
Yeah, I range in between 1,800 to 1,900.
Okay. You'll probably see your period come back by simply switching to MAPS Anabolic, but I would combine that with a little bit of a calorie bump as well. Maybe like 200 calorie bump. Get to around 2,000, 2,100. Do MAPS Anabolic. You're getting as strong as hell. You probably won't gain any body fat. If anything, you might get leaner as a percentage of body fat because you built a little muscle.
The neat part is we didn't know that until you said it afterwards. And the recommendation actually is even more important. I think Anabolic is the for sure program that I would want you to do.
Yep.
And the scaling back to 3 days a week is for sure what I would want you to do. And then Sal's point, try and increase calories. But yeah, no, it sounds like you're doing really good though. So just stay the course. And why I like those two programs is the thing we would be talking about more than weight on the scale or even how you look is more, let's get strong.
Yeah.
Like that's how I would be communicating to you as your coach, is just like, let's get strong with these lifts. This is the perfect program for you. And then if you did like the routine of coming there every day, I'd still give the same advice. You go for a walk, do a walk, do some trigger sessions, do some mobility work. On the other 2 days, it's totally fine to keep coming to the gym. Don't go run on the treadmill. Don't go try burn a bunch of calories. No. But you can stay active and do things that are recuperative. I think would be great for you.
Yeah. What was, if you don't mind me asking, the root of the eating issues? Was it body image or was it a control thing for you?
I think it was body image. It started off with body image, wanting to look a certain way.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do during this process. I don't want you to weigh yourself. And I want you to avoid staring at yourself in the mirror and observing yourself in the mirror. I don't mean avoid mirrors. I mean, you could do that. It's a little extreme. But don't do this. Be aware of when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and breaking yourself down. Avoid that. So catch yourself. Oh, and then do this. When that happens, observe the observer. Oh, there I go again, breaking my body down. You know what? I'm not going to do that. Stop doing that. Don't weigh yourself. Just pay attention to the weight that's on the bar.
That's right.
And you're going to crush. If you fall into old patterns, it's going to be very challenging.
Okay.
All right.
In fact, let's put you in the forum too.
Oh, you get all kinds of free stuff, Alyssa.
So yeah,
This is great. You got Adam in a good mood.
I'm gonna have Doug put you in the forum so we can keep an eye on you and you can keep us posted on your progress. I'd love to hear how this journey goes for you.
What are you studying in school, by the way?
Currently studying for speech pathology.
Oh, cool.
However, I do have I am certified on the side as personal trainer just because I love it.
Oh,
I work part-time with kids. I teach them fitness classes. And I think that, I do burn a lot of calories throughout the day. And I think it would help if I improved because not only am I doing my own workouts, but I'm also teaching kids other classes too, which is a lot on me.
That's amazing. Well, just because I don't like Adam appearing to be nicer than me, I'm going to give you a good program that'll help you with the kids. I think Prime Pro will give you some great body weight mobility movements that you can use for kids. So we're going to give you that too, Alyssa. You won the lottery.
Thank you, guys.
Today. You got it. Thanks for the support.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, we appreciate your support. Thanks for calling in.
I'll give you a virtual hug. That's what you
Justin's stingy.
Stingy.
Thanks, Alyssa.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too, Alyssa.
Thank you. Yeah. Hey, what a sweet girl. I like her question and her honesty and the direction that she's going. And I'm glad she asked the question at the end, even though, hey, the answer would have been the same. The only difference was the nutrition advice.
I think the main difference is just the emphasis that you would put on hey, do not be tempted to go do a bunch of calorie burning stuff, keep feeding the body, focus on strength. So yeah, the advice didn't change that much. It's just more okay, well then for sure, make sure we focus
now,
on
something I do want to mention or comment on that is interesting that you'll find people who struggle with body image issues or dysfunctional eating is they actually use the period as a gauge of, I need to eat less. Oh, my period came back. That means I'm eating too much.
Really?
And that's what she said. I get my period and I start to freak out a little bit. So it's very interesting, the associations you can make.
That is interesting because of the exact point that you made, which is that is a clear indication that you are getting healthier.
That's right.
You know, and men don't have that, right?
No.
I can start dieting or adding calories and I don't get this wild signal that's going to be oh, hey, you're doing much better. Here's your body telling you that.
Although when you go too low in calories, you do act like you're on your period, which is very different.
Well, I will say this, your libido dives.
Yeah, that's true.
Comment.
So yeah, if you fuck you too, you definitely. I remember that but you had to be pretty extreme. So for me to see my libido crash, I had to be really
that'll
really
sure.
lean and really low for an extended period.
No,
of time.
great point.
Our next caller is Jennifer from California.
Hi, Jennifer. How can we help you?
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very nervous, so bear with me here.
Justin's nervous too. Don't worry.
It's
But
every
we're-
day.
I drink.
Justin's nervous too, so don't worry.
That's okay.
He always is.
I know.
So first off, I'm going to do the, kind of standard. Thank you guys for everything you've done. I just started listening to you guys back in August, and you guys have helped me in my fitness and training career more than my NASM certificate has. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah, take that. It is.
Yes. So I'll just get into my question. So I just started MAP split about 3 weeks ago now. So I just started phase 2 last week. Absolutely loving it. I've been doing split workouts like a lot of my workout time. And so it's right up my alley. But it might sound silly, but my question as far as it goes is I usually only work out 5 days a week. So every now and then I can get a 6th workout in, but I'm a mom of 2. Kids are in sports, work, school, all the fun stuff. So it keeps me pretty busy on the weekends. So I guess my real question is it going to make a difference if I skip that 6th day? Or what I've been doing was I've been starting on the 6th day instead of the first day when I start my next week, if that makes sense.
All right. So the 6th day in MAP split, is that a mobility workout or is that a body part actual workout? I can't remember.
It's a body part workout. The 7th day is
That's right.
It's okay though the way she's doing it.
No, you're fine.
You hear how she's doing it, right?
Yeah, you're
she's
totally fine.
Because this idea that with 7-day week, it has to fit in there like that. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, you can adjust that.
No, in fact, bodybuilders for a long time didn't follow a 7-day breakdown. They would do like a 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off type of routine or something like that. So every week it's different what day they hit a particular area or body part or what day's off. You're doing fine. That's perfect.
Okay, and that's what I've been noticing, which is pretty cool. Like on Mondays, I'm not coming in and doing the traditional chest and shoulders or chest and tries. It's kind of switching it up, which is pretty cool. So
yeah, Monday's International Chest Day, right? Is that what they call it?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wednesday's International Leg Day. So if I could, since that was very fast, ask one more as far as the training goes.
Go for it.
Going into doing the bodybuilding, I've been doing it for probably about 3 years now, like that style of workout, right? I haven't really switched anything up, just been trying to gain muscle and strength. And I've been noticing that I definitely have, but my mobility has been taking a fall. And I've listened to you guys for a long time, so I've heard how important mobility is. And I try to implement it, but I'm just not as great at it. So my question is, how do you recommend adding that into this split workout? Would you just
let's do this. Let's give you MAPS Performance. You could right away take some of the mobility days in there and add it into your routine and do some mobility work with split. But hearing what you're saying to me right now, I think you should run performance.
Yeah, because
I think you'll benefit from it.
Yeah, what you're asking for is basically a patch job. So you're saying, hey, I want to continue to train the way I've been training, but also, really start to fix my mobility. And you can kind of do that, but you're better off doing different exercises, doing different movements altogether. And bodybuilding style training, it's body part focused. Look, I've been now for the last 4 months kind of training that way, and 100% my mobility's taken a hit to the point where a full overhead press now, I have to warm up like I didn't have to before. So now I'm moving back to, kind of different movements. So I think you should do a whole cycle of MAPS Performance. And here's what's going to happen, Jennifer.
You're going to build muscle.
You're going to go back to your bodybuilding training, and you're going to all of a sudden be like, wow, I am responding like I did when I first started.
Not only that, but the type of training that's in performance, because you've traditionally been training like a bodybuilder as far as the exercises and movements, they'll be so novel that you're going to get a nice boost in muscle.
Totally.
So you're going to build muscle and get more mobile by following this program. So you're still going to get the benefits you're probably looking for from all your bodybuilding type of routines, but then also address your mobility. So in a perfect world, if I'm coaching you, I'm telling you, let's stop split right now. Let me give you MAPS Performance. Let's run MAPS Performance right now as it's laid out. And then if you want to go back to some of your bodybuilder type of routines, you can kind of do what I do. So when I run anabolic or any of our split or any of these traditional bodybuilder type of aesthetic routines, I actually integrate my mobility days in there because I recognize how much that makes an impact on my movement, and to the point that Sal's making why he feels that way right now. I've already learned that lesson enough times that, hey, even when I become bodybuilder Adam, where I'm doing body part split routines, I still make it a point to have these mobility days or priming sessions where I spend a good 20, 30 minutes before my workouts in the week to complement the bodybuilding training.
Yeah, but always consider this, okay? That your programs or exercises or programming, it's a tool. So think of it like a screwdriver or a hammer or a crowbar. I could use a crowbar like a hammer and I'll get some of the work done, but it's not going to be as effective as a hammer. And your programming, if you're training like a bodybuilder and you're throwing in mobility work, that's definitely better than nothing, but it's not as good as training in a way that really promotes mobility. So I highly suggest you follow MAPS Performance. It's 3 months. And at the end of that 3 month, go back to your bodybuilding training and you're gonna be like, wow, this was phenomenal. My body's responding the way that it did when I first started training. That's what you'll experience.
Biggest challenge is going to be mentally, right?
Totally.
Because it's such a drastic shift from the way that you do things. And anytime anybody goes into a drastic change, there's going to be resistance towards it. So you just got to really trust the entire process and go through the program as it's laid out, and just give it a fair shot.
Yeah, embrace the suck.
Yeah.
You're going to suck at some of these movements because they're new. Especially if you don't do a lot of multi-planar type of movements, and you're gonna have to reduce the weight, and just be okay with that. It's part of the process,
Totally.
And you're gonna reap more benefits because of that. But a great point, Justin. That will be the most difficult part, is because you're used to probably being really strong at all your bodybuilder movements. You're going to do something like a matrix lunge, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
You don't know how many DMs I get about the matrix lunge.
So you're going to do some things like that, or a Z press, these things that are really challenging, and you're going to have to significantly reduce the weight.
Well, I just started this. My first time was doing the Z press last week, and it was very awkward.
Yes.
That's okay. That's how it starts.
That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, awesome. I really appreciate it, you guys, and thanks for everything that you do.
You got it.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks for
Send you
calling
over
in,
that
Jennifer.
performance.
I appreciate that. Awesome.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Yeah, everybody goes through that. You do what you're good at. It feels different than when you do something you suck at. And when you're in the gym and you're doing something that sucks, it's just a different mindset. Otherwise, you're not going to like it. You're not going to want to do it.
I've never met anybody who doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Including ourselves.
Everybody.
Yeah,
I do the same. I do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Gravitate all the time to what I like.
Yeah, but I noticed, man, big time. I've been doing bodybuilding, and I have lost mobility in some areas I did not think I would lose mobility in. And now I got to go back and start training differently. And, I fall prey to it as well.
I think that the part that helps me when I have to do things like this is shifting mentally and thinking like, you know what, if I'm really bad at this, one, there's huge opportunity to get better. Totally. Where there's opportunity to get better, there's where the growth and strength and everything comes. And so I know that even though it sucks that I have to reduce the weight, that it's challenging for me, I go, oh, well, this is great because there's lots of opportunity for change and growth here. Where if I go back to my traditional bench press or these movements that I always do, you don't feel that way. I'm like, oh yeah, I've done this.
Like shifting that anxiety to excitement.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like changing it.
Our next caller is Dane from Kansas.
Dane, what's happening? How can we help you?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. Big fan, been listening to you guys for nearly 4 years. My dad turned on to you guys, so he was traditionally always an endurance guy, and got him switched over to weight training and kind of changed his outlook over longevity. So appreciate what you guys do.
Beautiful.
I've been lifting on and off since I was an early teen, about 20 years now. Last 7 years, I've really focused a little bit more on my squat and deadlifts, the legs. Early years, definitely focusing on beach muscles, wanting to look good, right? So I've seen development in my quads and definitely my glutes, but I don't see any progress in my hamstrings. My lifts continue to progress, but as far as aesthetics go, hamstrings just look like flat as boards. So do I need to increase accessory work there or decrease other volume if I do that?
Yeah. Are you a conventional deadlifter or a sumo deadlifter?
Conventional.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Dane, I'm going to congratulate you. You're the first guy, I think, that's ever asked us if they could develop their hamstrings more. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome.
But it's also it's actually challenging. There's not a lot of exercises for it. That's why, right?
I'll give you the mass building combo, okay? Yeah. Because at one point, I focused on my hamstrings because I wanted a better deadlift. And this combo right here gave me really, really great results, okay? Romanian deadlift, okay? So really, really well done Romanian deadlift, and a leg curl of some type. My favorite was a physio ball leg curl. I could squeeze the hamstrings at the top. People think that that's not it's a phenomenal hamstring developer. Those two exercises right there, or similar ones, like a single leg deadlift or a good morning or a seated leg curl or a lying leg curl.
Crazy.
Say what?
Nordic curl?
Well, yeah, Nordic curls. Yeah, you got to get real strong for that.
Yeah.
But that combo right there, Romanian deadlift with some kind of a leg curl, and watch what happens. And what I would do is I would put that at the end of my workout. You could reduce some of your volume from your squats.
No, just use our program. Why would you? Dane, do you have MAPS Aesthetic already?
I do. I ran it 2 years ago, and I'm on phase 1 right now.
Oh, that's the focus session.
I'm doing it again.
Yeah, run that. Make that your focus sessions, and then take Sal's advice on the movements. Include those movements in your routine, and you should see good development.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then obviously, okay, so what I didn't ask you too, though, like makes a difference, is doing that in a bulk. Sometimes the challenge is if you're doing something like that in a cut and you're expecting to see this growth in your hamstrings and you're not seeing it because you're in a calorie deficit while you're also trying to build your hamstrings. It's no different than the skinny girl who wants to build her butt and she wants to stay skinny by dieting all the time. And I'm like, I can't build your butt. It doesn't matter what great exercises I teach you because you're in a caloric deficit. So keep that in mind too, that you should be in a surplus while you're trying to build.
Okay. Yeah. I've traditionally been in cuts when, doing aesthetics. So definitely lately in the last 6 months or so, kind of changed up my mindset and been trying to increase that a little bit.
Yeah. That'll make a difference then. Make sure you
Dane,
is it hard to connect to your hamstrings?
Yeah. I think where I feel it the best is kind of those straight leg deadlifts or or good mornings. Sometimes I feel a little bit more in my glutes than I do anywhere else there, but
Yeah.
Do you ever get a pump in your hamstrings?
no, hardly ever.
All right, I'm going to give you a tip. This is really good for really getting a pump in the hamstrings. Do a lying leg curl machine, but when you curl the weight up, take your thighs off the machine. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is arch your back and stick your butt up as you do a leg curl because you're trying to make the exercise easier. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to push your thighs up and drive your hips down while you leg curl. Focus on the squeeze and go reps higher than 12. And that should give you a pump. And once you start to get a pump, you can connect to the muscle. So try that out.
Yeah, I definitely will. I appreciate that.
You got it, Dane.
So.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
No problem.
Right on.
I give him some free programs, but we gave too many away earlier. No, you know,
We're all out.
Well, it sounded like he had aesthetic already, and
Yeah,
that's
he
the
does.
program for him to be running. I mean, that's why we wrote it.
Yeah, but I haven't talked about that leg curl tip in a long time.
I don't think you ever have, actually.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever talked about it on the show. You guys know that. You guys, I'm sure, had clients do that.
Yeah, I've tried that out.
No, I've actually never done that on a line leg curl. What I would do is so most of the gyms that I trained at would have the standing one where you put your knee on one and the other, and you get that same type of
thing, kind of bring your thigh off.
Hips down. Yeah,
that's why I like the physio ball leg curls because it automatically encourages
you're
that.
bridging.
Yeah, because what happens is when someone's doing a leg curl, what they'll do is as it gets hard, they'll activate their hip flexors.
Yes,
and they'll do this kind of like arching motion to try and curl their legs, and it actually decreases the activation.
Use momentum from their calves.
Yeah,
so you get calves and hip flexors.
Yes, because the gastroc also flexes the knee, just like the hamstrings do.
Yeah, so that's common actually when you get people, and that's how you know like that's your issue is that you feel calves and hip flexor work when you're doing something like that.
Our next caller is Stella from Australia.
Stella, how can we help you?
Hi, so good to meet you guys.
You too.
We love you. Thanks.
It is 1 a.m. here, so I'm just sorry if I'm a bit quiet.
That's all right. We hear you.
So I have a question for you, and it's about traveling and maintaining all your muscle you've built.
Okay.
So, for backstory, I lost 20 kilos over the span of a year. I'm in the gym every day, like for a year and a half, been in the gym every day, 5 days a week. Well, not every day. And I spent all that time like building all the muscle, and now I'm planning to go to Europe for 6 months, and I don't want to watch everything I've built like melt away.
Oh, we've got something for you. We got something for you.
You called at the right time. Absolute right time. We have a program called MAPS Bands. We just released. This is like the launch period. It's an advanced bands workout. So most programs with bands are all about convenience, and they're typically tailored to beginners. But we wrote a bands program for people who are gym fanatics, people who are fit, but also want to use bands because bands have unique benefits. This is an everyday workout. So you'll be working out every day with bands, and not only will you not see your gains go away, but you'll probably see new progress with it. So we'll send that to you.
Is that I've never thought that was possible. Like I've always thought that was so like can you build muscle with bands and like body weight and stuff like that?
Oh, yes, you can.
Stella, we're going to send. So listen, we just recorded an episode on this and explained why. And the best strength athletes in the world have known this for a long time. Westside Barbell, which really revolutionized powerlifting. One of the things that they did was use what's called accommodating resistance, right? Which is using bands. The Soviets did it. It has unique properties, and we're going to send what's the episode number where we talk about bands there? 2080. It's episode 2080. So listen to that. We'll explain it to you. Yeah. But we're going to send you the program, and no, you're not going to lose any gains. You're going to get gains from it. You're going to see progress from it.
Yeah.
Are you going to have access to your computer while you're traveling?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so here's what I want from you is we're going to give you the program for free. Doug's going to put you in the forum, and we're going to give you the program, and then you're going to stay up with us. So I want to hear about it 3 months later in the forum.
Amazing. Yeah, totally. I just never thought that was possible. Like that's because also in the future, I don't think I'll be going to the gym every day in the future. Like it's just once I've built the muscle I want to build, I kind of just want to ease off the gym and maintain it.
Yeah.
And kind of it's not sustainable to be in the gym forever for me.
Right.
So
Well, no. Here's the good news with that, Stella. Whatever you do to build, studies will show anywhere between 1/3 to 1/7 of the volume is required to maintain. Yeah. So maintaining requires much less work than the work it took to get there. So you'll be fine.
We got you covered. Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no problem.
I was so torn up about that.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. You're all set. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, Stella. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Yeah, it's too late.
I will.
Yeah. See you.
Thank you. Who are these people that go on vacation for 6 months? I want to know how the hell does that work?
That's the new generation.
I don't think I've ever gone on vacation for longer than 2 weeks. 3 weeks? You guys ever done? What's the longest?
This is a thing. Like after
you can
college,
barely afford to do that now.
I mean, well, it wouldn't even be a vacation. I got little kids. You know what I mean? Yeah. Traveling for 6 months. I'm like, let me go home and go to work.
I think it's because we're Americans.
Yeah.
I mean, the Australians, Europeans, I think they travel quite a bit.
They do. That's true. That's true. I know in Italy that, most people take the entire month. This is everybody. The whole month of August off. Yeah. Unless you own restaurants and stuff, you're just done for the month of August. Pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's a common misconception with band workouts is that they're not as effective. It's not true. It's just you have to program the workout differently.
She's perfect for this,
and she's gonna be like this. I didn't realize.
Especially if you're traveling. I mean, and that's something we don't like highlight because that's like what people usually think of bands is like. Oh, this is kind of like an easy thing that I can conveniently bring with me. Yeah. But if there's a way to do it where you can maximize your effort and actually like build muscle,
100%.
I hope she does it. So because I'd love to hear how it goes for her. I hope she does it and follows up with us.
Exactly. Look, if you like Mind Pump, if you like our programs, but you don't necessarily want to take that big step, well, check this out. For under $5 a month, you can get a MAPS workout on Instagram. So if you go to Mind Pump Media, go to that page, subscribe. It's less than $5 a month. You get a workout every single week updated. It's pretty cool. Go check that out. You can also find all of us on social media. So Justin is on Instagram, Mind Pump Justin. I'm at Mind Pump Sal, and Adam is at Mind Pump Adam.